Hey guys, Randy with Pete's RV TV. Today I want to kind of just go over the inner workings of a water heater. So right here is a very popular water heater made by Dometic, and just kind of so when you open this door and you look inside, you kind of know what the components are. So we'll start right down here in the corner. So right down here in the corner behind this plastic cover is going to be our electric hot water heater element. So this particular water heater is a 6-gallon water heater. I can tell because of the size of it. And it was something that we would call gas and electric. So when I say gas and electric, it has two different heat sources, one with gas and one with electric. So behind this little black cover here is the electric element. The cover is on it for obvious reasons to make sure that we can't get electrocuted. And if we were to touch the terminals on it, it's going to be about a 1400 watt element, give or take. So it pulls about 10 amps when it's plugged into shore power. So on a 30 amp camper, that's a good thing to know. Above that we have the potted board, and when I say potted board, it's a regular control board or a control module like you would see, but they've put it in kind of a dish and they've poured a resin over the top of it, so it can be outside in the elements. So we call that a potted board, and we'll see that right above there. To the left of the potted board is actually the exhaust for the gas side of the water heater. So when we have a flame or we're heating water with our gas, we are blowing a flame or heat in the bottom, goes through a horseshoe and it comes out the top, and this is where it would exhaust out the top. So this is just a nice way and a nice look, and we've got that in the center of the water heater. To the left of that is our pop-off valve or our relief valve. Anytime we are heating water inside a tank, pressure builds inside that tank. So if pressure gets too high, we don't want there to be an adverse effect on the tank. So there's a relief valve on there to pop off to let or alleviate any excess pressure so we don't hurt the tank. So that's what that is. Also works really good if you want to drain the tank when you're winterizing or getting the water out of the tank for a service issue. We can take the bottom, the cap off, which is located right here. And then we would open up that pop-off valve, allowing air to go into the top of the tank, and the water will come out of the bottom and take a lot quicker. So to the left of that, we actually have the gas valve. This is a really good gas valve. It's got 2 coils on it, so it's a redundant system, very safe. So a good water heater for Dometic, or a good gas valve for Dometic to use on this particular water heater. At the bottom of the gas valve, we have where the gas comes out and goes into the water heater that creates the flame, that creates our heat. We have what's called the orifice right here. So what the orifice is a specified size hole that's drilled in a piece of brass that allows the fuel to come out, mixes with air right here, and our flame actually happens down here. So this portion right here is actually going to be called the burner tube. So this is where I find people have issues sometimes. We'll get a bug or a spider that may crawl into where the air mixes here, and they will build a nest in here, slowing down the fuel getting to the igniter, or create a lazy flame, which I will get into in a minute. So if you have issues with your water heater, we can hear it ticking. I usually come out and check this guy here, blow some air through it or some water to it, but mud dauber screen is probably an important thing as well. Above the burner tube, we have what's called the igniter. And what the igniter does is that tick, 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 it starts the fuel on fire. It ignites the gas to give us that gas side of the water heater. The igniter also, once we have a constant flame there, it becomes a flame sense. So anytime you heat metal up, especially to a cherry red state, the molecules in that metal start spinning around really quickly, creating a millivolts or a millivolt signal, which we will put up through this wire back to our potted board, and it tells the board to go ahead and leave the gas valve open because it's sensing a flame. If it doesn't sense a flame, it's going to want to shut that gas valve off, so it doesn't want to put fuel where there's no fire to burn it. So that's a really important tool right there. I mentioned that we have the plastic plug down here. So this particular water heater is a water heater that does not need an anode rod. The tank will not rust, and I can tell because it came with a plastic plug, so it's not trying to combat the tank from rusting, because that's what an anode rod does. And you'll see some of the competitors out there with the anode rod. So anyway, that's kind of the inner workings of this water heater. So now when you open that cover and you look inside, you'll know what the components are. Thanks for watching Pete's RV TV with Randy today. I look forward to seeing you on the road, and happy camping.